So today we are going to talk about advantages and disadvantages of open education. In our previous class, we already talked the meaning, characteristics, objectives of open education. And today we proceed with the advantages and disadvantages of open education. Okay. So our focus questions. Our first focus question is, what are the advantages of open education? This for 2 marks, 4 marks or 6 marks. So in our examinations the question will come accordingly to 4 and 6. Okay, so you don't know for what actually, for which how many marks the question will come. And the second one is, so that disadvantages of open education. This is also for 2, 4 and 6. Okay, so here in this video we actually learn the specific answers of these two questions for 2, 4 and 6 marks. Okay, so note down the important points and watch the video so you can understand perfectly. Okay, so watch the video till the end. Okay, here our first advantage of open education is it can help to reduce or remove barriers to education such as cost, geography, time and requirements. Okay, cost, geography, time and entry requirements. Okay, so open education helps to reduce or remove the barriers to education. So what types of barrier here? Cost. So as we know, when we talk about the cost of education, in formal education we have to pay different types of money because of different regions. For example, in case of formal education we need to pay first for taking admission. Secondly, we need to pay for library fees. We need to pay for technological support fees. So like that we have to pay different types of fees. Okay, but when it comes to open education we don't need to pay all the fees. Here we need to pay only a small amount of money. Okay, for admission or for actually some other purpose only. Sometimes for some institution we have to pay some amount, but in some institution under open education we not need to pay any amount. Okay, next is geography. So in geography, when we talk about the advantages of open education, so open education removes or the barrier related to geographical location. Okay, so here this point indicates that in open education every people can join the course under open education without facing or thinking about geographical location. If you are from a remote area, if you are from an urban area, if you are from any rural area, from where you are, it does not matter for this kind of education system. Here importance has been given on study. Okay, so every person can join these types of course or open education with the help of their own interest. Okay, for example, যদি তোমাৰ ঘৰ ক'ৰবাত আছে, বোলে তুমি তাৰ পৰা কমিউনিকেশ্যন ভাল নহয়, গাড়ী অহা যোৱা ব্যৱস্থা ভাল নহয়, যদি তুমি ভাবা যে মই তাৰ স্কুল যাবলৈ ডিষ্টেঞ্চ হয় মোৰ, বা আৰু কিছুমান বেলেগ বেলেগ ধৰণৰ সমস্যা হ'ব পাৰে, কিন্তু অপেন এডুকেশ্যন তুমি জইন কৰিব পঢ়িব পাৰা, কাৰণ অপেন এডুকেশ্যন ইউ নিড টু চিটিং এট ইউৰ অ'ন হোম এণ্ড ষ্টাডি। যদি আমি ঘৰত থাকিয়ে পঢ়িব লাগে, চ' তোমাৰ জিঅ'গ্ৰাফিকেল লোকেশ্যন যি নহওক ডাজ নট মেটাৰ, হয় নহয়? নেক্সট, টাইম এণ্ড এণ্ট্ৰি ৰিকুৱাৰমেণ্টছ। চ' অপেন এডুকেশ্যনৰ টাইমৰ কোনো সীমাবদ্ধতা নাই, ন' লিমিটেশ্যন ৰিগাৰ্ডিং টাইম। তুমি যিকোনো মুহূৰ্তত যেতিয়াই ইচ্ছা কৰা তেতিয়াই জইন কৰিব পাৰা। এনেকুৱা নহয় বোলে মোৰ এজ এতিয়া 45 হৈ গ'ল, মই বোলে এতিয়া আমুকৰ চাকৰি কৰোঁ, মই আৰু কি পঢ়িম এতিয়া, কিন্তু পঢ়িবলৈ মোৰ মন এটা আছিলে, আই ৱান্ট টু ষ্টাডি বাট বিকজ অফ মাই দিছ চিটুৱেশ্যন আই কান এফৰ্ড টু ষ্টাডি। বাট অপেন এডুকেশ্যন উইল প্ৰভাইড ইউ ডেট প্লেটফৰ্ম, because you can join open education anytime. No specific time schedule is there. Next, app entry requirements. আমি যদি ফৰ্মেল এডুকেশ্যন জইন কৰোঁ আমাৰ কিছুমান ৰিকুৱাৰমেণ্টছ থাকে যে মই ক্লাছ 12ত জইন কৰিবৰ কাৰণে আৰু মই যদি কলেজ জইন কৰোঁ গ্ৰেজুৱেশ্যনৰ কাৰণে জইন কৰিবলৈ তুমি 12 পাই ডকুমেণ্ট শ্ব' কৰিব লাগিব, তুমি কাষ্ট চাৰ্টিফিকেট শ্ব' কৰিব লাগিব, তুমি পেৰেণ্টছ ইনকম চাৰ্টিফিকেট কেতিয়াবা শ্ব' কৰিব লগা হয়, ইউ নিড টু শ্ব' your gap certificate. But here in case of open education you not need to show all the documents that actually formal education is asking for. Okay, this is the advantage of open education. Okay, next, it is flexible in terms of age of admission, time and duration. So open education is flexible in case of age for admission, time and duration. Okay, তুমি যেতিয়া মন যায় তুমি তেতিয়া এডমিশ্যন ল'ব পাৰা, whenever you want you can take admission, and the duration of study may be according to you, because what types of course you will choose, the duration will like that. মোৰ বোলে আজি মই পঢ়িবলৈ মন নগ'ল, মই নপঢ়ো, it's up to me, it's not it. But in case of formal education you no need to go to the classroom, you need to stay there for the whole period. Okay, so here the time and duration for open education is flexible according to your own timetable, according to your own schedule. You can join this course, and for how much duration you want to study you can join. Okay, next, it opens up the possibility of bridging non-formal and formal education. Okay, so non-formal আৰু formal educationৰ মাজত এটা লিংক দিয়ে, এটা ব্ৰিজ গঢ়ি তোলে এই open education. কেনেকৈ যে মই গ্ৰেজুৱেশ্যন কৰিলোঁ ফৰ্মেলত, মই যদি ইচ্ছা কৰোঁ এতিয়া মই নন ফৰ্মেলত উইথ দ্য হেল্প অফ একচুৱেলি open education I can do my masters. মই যদি MA কৰিব ইচ্ছা কৰিছোঁ মই কৰিব পাৰোঁ নন ফৰ্মেলৰ থ্ৰু দি, কাৰণ মই গ্ৰেজুৱেশ্যন ফৰ্মেলত কৰিলোঁ. so there is a link, possibility of link, or there is a bridge from non-formal to formal, is not it? But এনেকা হ'ল যে I have done my graduation through formal after 2 years of after done my 12, when I choose non-formal education for my graduation. After graduation, if you want, then you can again come to the formal education institution for masters. If you want to join formal education and you want to continue your education, or you want to continue your master degree with the help of formal education, you can return back to the actually formal education system after done your graduation from non-formal or open education institutions. Okay, this is the facility. Okay, next, it offers varieties of programs according to the needs of the learners. Okay, so open education provides or offers different types of programs for the students so that they can join the programs with the help of open education. According to your need, according to your interest, you can join the courses. তুমি যি মতে বিচাৰা, তোমাৰ ইচ্ছা বোলে মই MA in education কৰিবলৈ মন যায়, মোৰ বোলে MA in political science কৰিবলৈ মন যায়, মোৰ MA in geography কৰিবলৈ মন যায়, মোৰ MA in commerce, মোৰ actually MCom কৰিবলৈ মন যায়, মোৰ বোলে MSc in mathematics কৰিবলৈ মন যায়, মই বোলে BA in আছামিজ কৰিবলৈ মন যায়, মোৰ বোলে BA in ইংলিছ কৰিবলৈ মন যায়, মই যিয়ে পঢ়িব ইচ্ছা নকৰোঁ, open education হে তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ different types of program দিয়ে learner actually need over base কৰি. So according to the needs of the learners, open education provides different types of or varieties of programs. Okay, next is it is less expensive and makes higher education accessible to all section of society. Okay, so open education is less expensive. ইয়াত আমি যেনেকৈ আগতীয়া কৈছিলোঁ in my first point or the advantages, যে ইয়াত এমাউণ্ট আমি বহুত পে' কৰিব নালাগে. with the help of a less amount we can continue our study and makes higher education accessible to all sections of society. এতিয়া যদি চাওঁ in case of formal education institutions, এখন ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি বা এখন কলেজত এনি ছাবজেক্ট অৰ্থাৎ অনাৰ্ছ ল'ব যাওঁতে বা মাষ্টাৰ্ছ কৰোঁতে বা গ্ৰেজুৱেশ্যন কৰোঁতে চিট কেপাচিটি 12, 15, 30, 45. Okay, seat capacity, there is 6 seat capacity actually. the limitation থাকে that 50 students can take admission, 60 students can take admission. But when it comes to open education, everyone can, any student, as much students can want, they can take admission. Any portion of the society can take admission here, because this is less expensive and also it is accessible by everyone. It is available for everyone. Okay, next, open education can reach people in geographically remote areas through the use of multimedia packages. Okay, so open education can reach in every geographical locations with the help of multimedia packages. So when we talk about multimedia packages, bole moi amuk thai ekhonot bak koru kino tat mo communication system beya, people educated no hoy jar karone I don't know ar moi aware no har moi gom na pau keneka education system choli ase, moi keneka pohibo lage. But when it comes to open education, কি হয়, তুমি উইথ দ্য হেল্প অফ ইয়াৰ মোবাইল ফোন ইউ কেন চেক যে অপেন এডুকেশ্যন কোনখন ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি অপেন এডুকেশ্যন কাম চলি আছে, বা এনেকুৱা হ'ব যে অপেন এডুকেশ্যনে ইফ ইউ হেভ টেকেন এডমিশ্যন, অপেন এডুকেশ্যনে তোমাক সেইখিনি ৱে দিব, তোমাক মেইলছ দিব, তোমাক ৱে দিব, চিংক্ৰনাছ এচিংক্ৰনাছ লাৰ্ণিং, যিটো মই আগতে কৈছিলোঁ হয়নে, চিংক্ৰনাছ এচিংক্ৰনাছ লাৰ্ণিং দিব, তোমাক ব্লেণ্ডেড লাৰ্ণিং দিব, তোমাক আৰু ডিফাৰেণ্ট টাইপছ অফ মাল্টিমিডিয়া পেকেজেছ দিব, যে তুমি যদি ইচ্ছা কৰা তুমি ঘৰত বহিয়ে উইথ দ্য হেল্প অফ মোক হয়নে, with the help of massive online open courses you can join open education programs, with the help of National Institute of Open Schooling NIOS, that through you can do your open education. So different types of multimedia packages are available, jar jodiyate you people can, with the help of those multimedia packages, multimedia programs, technological sound programs, you people can join open education. Okay, or open education he প্রত্যেকটো remote area specific প্রত্যেকজন ব্যক্তিক টাচ করে. So we can say that open education can reach all the geographical, maybe in any geographical location, any remote places, open education reach all the peoples in any geographical locations with the help of different types of multimedia or multi actually packages, technological packages or technological programs, technological actually instruments. Okay, now the disadvantages of open education. Okay, first one is, as the students do not get learning materials and question paper in time, they cannot complete their education. Okay, so the first problem here, or the disadvantage or demerit of open education is the students do not get learning materials and question papers in times. Okay, সময়ত লাৰ্ণিং মেটেৰিয়েলছখিনি সিহঁতৰ কাৰণে এভেইলেবল নহয়, কুৱেশ্যন পেপাৰ যিখিনি সিহঁতি বিচাৰে ষ্টুডেণ্টখিনিয়ে, বা যিখিনি কুৱেশ্যন পেপাৰ ৰিলেটেড টু দিয়াৰ কাৰিকুলাম, ৰিলেটেড টু দিয়াৰ চিলেবাছ, ইফ those are not available, if the student will not get that learning materials or question papers when they actually need it, it means what will happen, it's quite difficult for them to complete their syllabus, isn't it? Because of not availing or not having the learning materials or question papers on time, they can't complete their curriculum in due time. Okay, next, students never get the results in fixed time because of teachers delay in evaluation. Okay, teacher সকলে যে evaluation delay কৰাৰ বাবে ষ্টুডেণ্টখিনি যিটো সময়ত ৰিজাল্ট দিব লাগে সেইটো সময়ত নাপায়. Okay, sometimes because of teachers delay in evaluation of the answer scripts of the learners, the students will not availing on actually never get the results in fixed time. Okay, we can say because of the actually not trained teachers, or we can say lack of teachers, or because we know that in open education the teacher will not come to teach you directly to any classroom, only they will evaluate. It means this the disadvantages of this education system, that they delay in examination, actually evaluation of your examination papers or answer scripts. Okay, next, all the regional centers and director of open and distance learning are not fully active and helpful. So all the regional centers or director of distance education and open learning are not fully active or helpful for the students. It is also a disadvantage. Next, in many times a disorganized situation arises in this education system due to increasing numbers of learners and its broader scope. As we know that Open education provides different types of varieties of programs. That means its scope is wide, and as because of formal educational institutions not offer 100% seat capacity for every person, or as because in non-formal education, actually in formal education institutions limited seats are available, so all the learners or all who wants to join they can't join, or maybe because of some different regions students will not able to join the formal education institution to continue their education. All the people will come to the open education. That means if everyone working persons, or maybe all the students who are actually not having good marks and they can't join formal education, they come here. if সকলো যদি যিখিনি জব কৰি আছে এডুকেশ্যন কণ্টিনিউ কৰিব বিচাৰিছে, যাৰ পাৰ্চেণ্টেজ ভাল নোহোৱাৰ কাৰণে ফৰ্মেল এডুকেশ্যন ইনষ্টিটিউশ্যন জইন কৰিব নোৱাৰিলে, সেই সকলোবোৰ যদি ইয়ালৈ আহে অবভিয়াছলি ষ্টুডেণ্ট ইনক্ৰিজ হ'ব. ইফ দ্য নাম্বাৰ অফ ষ্টুডেণ্টছ উইল ইনক্ৰিজ, that means what will happen, the situation will disorganize or what, isn't it? প্ৰেছাৰ বাঢ়িব, চিটুৱেশ্যনবোৰ ঠিক নহ'ব, ডিছঅৰ্গেনাইজ হ'ব, সেইটো কেতিয়াবা কেতিয়াবা sometimes these types of situation will happen, and it is a disadvantage of open education. Okay, next. In many times the learning process of open education seems to be similar with formal learning process. So যিটো formal learning process হয় সেইটো formal learning and open education learning sometimes quite similar, because syllabus sometimes same, sometimes examination system is same, sometimes the performance of students are same, the quality is also same. So because of similar conditions কি হয়, এতিয়া formal education systemত যদি কোনোবা এটা student যায়, সেই তেনেকুৱা ষ্টুডেণ্টৰ প্ৰব্লেম হয় to face the situation, isn't it? because formal learningত rules and regulation follow কৰি সিহঁতে ক্লাছ কৰিব লাগে, কিন্তু যেতিয়া if it comes to open education তাত rules and regulation নাথাকে, ঘৰত বহি পঢ়িব লাগে. If the students will studying by sitting at their homes, what will happen? they will not able to take education as like formal education. কিন্তু যদি formal education আৰু open education মাজত যদি similarities থাকিব learningত, এইটো এটা disadvantage হ'ব কি নহয়, isn't it? So it is a kind of disadvantage because the similarity of open education and formal learning processes. Learning process similar হোৱাৰ কাৰণে কিতাপ বুক চব similar হ'ব, কিন্তু unavailability of book, learning materials and question papers not availing in on time, আৰু it because of different types of problems learning procedure same হলেও it may be a disadvantage of open education. Okay, so last one is it fails to provide education to all people who have not touched by this system of education. Okay, so the last one is it fails to provide education to all people who have not touched by this system of education. So the last advantage said that open education fails to provide education to all people who unable who did not have not touched by this system of education. It is another disadvantages. Okay, because this education actually fails to actually provide education to all the areas, all the people. Okay, this is the last disadvantages. So these are the disadvantages of open education. So we learned all the advantages and disadvantages of open education. Okay, and these are some important or actually very easy to understand. These are, so if you people want to know more, study more about the advantages and disadvantages of open education, you can search your book and you will get everything easily. Okay, and if you have any problem by studying your books regarding this actually advantages and disadvantages of open education, you can ask me. Okay, till that, thank you, bye bye.